starting this off with something that I think everyone's actually going to believe me on. I'm really sorry to be the bearer of bad news here. I'm also getting to this story very early, so I know a lot of you are going to be learning this by seeing the title of the video. Yes, The Wheel of Time has officially been canceled over at Amazon. Why I did not want to cover those rumors of people being like, it might happen, because I had a feeling. Exclusively released by Deadline, the article reads, Prime Video will not be renewing The Wheel of Time for a 4th season. The decision, which comes more than a month after the Season 3 finale was released April 17th, followed lengthy deliberations. As often is the case in the current economic environment, the reasons were financial, as the series is liked creatively by the streamer's executives. Which means we will be getting more Rings of Power, but not Wheel of Time.
That stings.
And I know there are opinions across the spectrum on the Wheel of Time show, but the general consensus seems to be that it was certainly on an upward trajectory for quality, and a lot of fans were excited to see if Season 4 could continue the trajectory. I knew we wouldn't get like the full series of Wheel of Time brought to the screen. I mean, they were already condensing so much, it was pretty clear they were shooting for like 8, 9 seasons, which I believe was even stated as the plan. It's just kind of extra sucks that it's not even able to get like its own condensed version of the story out, and instead is ending at a deeply unsatisfying point narratively, where we're just now seeing Rand's journey kick into what many fans consider the most let's call it dark yet engaging part. We do know that critically, it was actually being heralded as one of the better seasons of fantasy television in recent memory, ranking at a 97% on Rotten Tomatoes. This article does claim that apparently the Season 3 finale was written with fans in mind to be somewhat cathartic as a conclusion, but hardcore disagree.
So that was a lie.
And I can get into how much of a shame it's going to be that we will never see the likes of Dumais Wells brought to the screen, and a lot of these actors I really thought were pretty damn good casting, and I had high hopes we would see them be able to embody these characters' full journeys. That being said though, I'm going to look on the bright side and say, yeah, it ended with its strongest season yet. A lot of shows cannot say that and instead die painful deaths. We did get to see some of the most iconic sequences from the series brought to the small screen, and the show increased the Wheel of Time's popularity as a whole massively. I stand by what I said on Instagram. I still have been going into used bookstores and such and asking people like, oh, do you happen to have like maybe a rare copy of Wheel of Time? And pretty consistently the answer is they just sell. Like there's so many people picking up these books, and hopefully now that more show fans know that they're not going to be getting even close to the full story through the series, they'll be turning to pick up even more to share in Robert Jordan's vision with all of us. There's also been no word included with this on whether or not Rosamund Pike will continue her narration of the series. I know that she has successfully grown her own like following within the fandom who are dedicated to her reading of the books, which is another positive the series will have forever after. Now that the show, as a result of the show, I just really hope she gets all the way through, because like I think she's already in like book 4 or 5. Info on screen, and that's good progress. And in one last piece of looking at the bright side, this also means most likely on the bookshelves, we'll stop seeing adaptation covers as much and start seeing like the traditional Wheel of Time sets, which thank God. I do not like these. I do not like these at all. What this means for the series of rather ambitious recent projects announced from iWatt, I have no idea, but I doubt it's good. I highly doubt within the next few years we will get another substantial Wheel of Time adaptation, unfortunately. It'll now be not only seen as a very big, difficult series to adapt, but on top of that, it will be seen as having an adaptation in its past that a studio decided not to continue with because they specifically thought it was not financially viable. And that's even with it having a really large opening for the streamer initially. Personally, I'm suspecting we might see something more pressing into the video game space for Wheel of Time in the future, if not board games and the like. I just don't know with how the rights situations are with iWatt, how that will end up working out. And I'm just really sorry that I'm not gonna be able to do more of those watch-alongs with my audience. They were probably the most fun I have ever had sitting down to make jokes and observations and insights for my audience here. But do not worry, Wheel of Time content is not going to stop here. I've been making Wheel of Time content since years before an adaptation was ever even announced. There are still plans to get you lore deep dives, all kinds of character and world explorations. The Wheel of Time conversation absolutely is not going to die with this. The franchise is not going to end, and we can all continue to love America's greatest fantasy epic. And we have recently had some pretty big adaptation news for other substantial series that you better bet your butt I'll be making just as much content for, because yeah, I'm the guy who likes to read the books and talk way too passionately about when they are transformed into other mediums. And this might sound weird to say, because I know it's not like my franchise or I wasn't involved with the production of the show at all, but just a huge thank you for everyone who jumped on board and watched along with me, positive or negative. It was just so fun that my job allowed me to kind of be a gathering point for one of my favorite communities in existence in the fantasy world. Yes, it got polarizing, it got passionate, but in hindsight, it was a lot of fun. But I feel there's one very appropriate way to end this. God, that's heavy. I've never actually tried to read from this thing before. Actually, that's easier, but I want it to be in frame. You know what? It's a good lap book. That's fine. This is normal. No, I don't want to learn about the man who calls himself Boars. And this is the proper send-off. The wheel of time turns, and ages come and pass, leaving memories that become legend, then fade to myth, and are long forgot when that age comes again. In one age, called the Third Age by some, an age yet to come, an age long past, a wind rose in the mountains of mist. The wind was not the beginning. There are neither beginnings nor endings to the turning of the wheel, but it was a beginning.
Walk the footsteps of our father, trail placed by our mother, the bought the land with their blood. Long ago, sing of the Nazarene, weep for the blood of Abel, cry for the Nazarene, long ago.
Let me know what Wheel of Time type video you'd like to see next. You got a Wolf Brother deep dive right there. And like and subscribe if you have not already. Hit the Patreon if you want to support what I do here. And have a good one, y'all. Peace.